Ohio. I think it's like 55 degrees today. We had some rain yesterday, but the trails are primo. This is my 2021 Intense Tazer Expert. I got this at Paradise Garage. Good guys in Columbus, Ohio. I've ridden this bike. It's got about 70 miles on it now, but I brought it out today again. I've been riding some of my other bikes with more power. This has the Shimano 7000. It only has 60 Newton meters of torque. And I guess it gives me a little better battery range, but it's kind of fun to ride it on the trails. And I'm going to do Playground Loop. I'm at Horns Hill, my new favorite place. It's such a good place to ride. Even after it rains, it's always good up here. But this bike doesn't have as much power, but it doesn't really feel it. Although I notice sometimes when I'm climbing the hills, I might climb at about a mile an hour slower or something. But it's not. It's amazing that, and then plus if you're doing downhill stuff, that's a nice jump. You don't really notice, and it's lighter. You can kind of pick it up over stuff for an e-bike, but feels lighter. But it works really good. I'm always impressed that something that has so much less torque really doesn't feel it. Now, this is a really fun little trail because it's got some flowy downhill sections. And fast guys go way quicker than me down it. But this is where, when you have to start climbing or you're on the level, I think if I compare it to the EP8 on my Tazer MX Pro, you lose a little bit of that, kind of that effortless speed, I guess you could call it. And if you're in good shape, this is 60 Newton meters is plenty to get you going. Not ready to do any doubles yet, but I think for, I tend to like more power, but I still have a lot of fun riding this bike. And like compared to the EP8, this has the 504 watt hour battery. This thing still has some nice, decent range on it, especially if you keep it in trail or even eco. You can go pretty far on the thing. And I know everybody's all about bigger, massive batteries now, but I kind of like the smaller battery. I don't ride that far because it's lighter, and the lighter weight just handles better. And the way the battery's mounted in this, it's fairly low in the chassis, so you have a lighter battery inherently, and it's mounted lower. So it's kind of a double win in my book for handling. But if you got to ride far, then it doesn't matter. You need a big battery. And when I'm in my Levo, 700 watt hour goes as far as I want. Oh, this thing is fun. Now this bike has the Fox 38. I think it's just an Elite fork. Or Fox Performance. So it has compression rebound. Just doesn't have high and low speed. And it's got the Fox Float X2 shock. So the spec on this bike is honestly, there's the exit. The spec on this bike is really good for, I think it's $62.99 retail, and it has the full carbon frame, and it's got all the good stuff on it, the basic chassis and motor, and it's got DT Swiss hubs and wheels. I mean, it's really a nice build for the price to get full carbon frame. There's where you take the battery out. It's super easy. And see how low in the chassis it is. But nice Fox 38s. You got the grip clicker up here. You can spin it while you're riding. X2 float shock. Full carbon. DT Swiss wheel set. Decent Shimano brakes. I love these grips. I put one up carbon 35 rise. Man, they're so good. Flexible. And it's got, I think this is the XL frame, so it comes with a 170 dropper, which is not as good as a 210, but it still works good. Anyhow, this is a pretty cool bike, and you don't need all the power sometimes. I really enjoy it. 2 big thumbs up at Horns Hill 2021 Intense Tazer Expert.